In this video, I'm going to talk about how to create a playlist on Spotify as an artist. Let's jump in. Hey, it's Grahame from Data Transmission, and today we're going to talk about how to create playlists on Spotify, how to create a profile, and then how to get more followers on those playlists. So let's jump in the computer without further ado, and I'll show you exactly how you do it. Firstly, I've started this new profile on SoundCloud called Nude, and I want to move that over to Spotify and create a new account for it and create some playlists. Nude is about techno, and techno that goes really hard. So I want to have my own channel on Spotify for it, as I've done with all the other things I do, Data Transmission, blah, blah, blah. So first things first, I'm going to go to spotify.com and simply I'm going to sign up for a new user account because that's what a profile is. Very simple. It's going to tell me to download Spotify for my desktop, which I prefer to do. I like Spotify on desktop. I think it's much more powerful and it's great for creating profiles and great for creating playlists. If you're just creating playlists, you don't actually need to have a pay account. Obviously, if you're going to be listening to music lots, then I would have a paid account. But if you're not, then I wouldn't. You don't need one. Yeah, that's the first part. Now I'm going to fire up Spotify desktop. And here's my profile. As you can see, it's very simple. Nothing on it at the moment. In here, I can give myself a logo. I'm going to use the same logo that I've used for everything else. I'm going to add that in there. And I'm just a user. Perfect. And that's my profile created. First things first, I want to create a new playlist. And we're going to call this Techno playlist to start with. I'm going to choose the image again. I'm going to use the same logo for the moment. I would give this a cooler artwork. And in here, I'm going to put Techno playlist updated weekly on Fridays. Music includes, and I'm gonna hack the search a little bit because I'm gonna put some people in it I include. And essentially, I'll put some names in there at some point. Once I've chosen some music, I'll go back and edit that. So there is my playlist. Again, I'm gonna choose an image because it's not. No, it's not. Yeah, it has done it. It's okay. That's cool. And then all I need to do now is literally add some music. So you just search. Let's come up with some music already. Let's try this Ronnie Spiteri. It's gonna be a bit of trial and error. See what's out and what's. There we go. There's Ronnie Spiteri. I'm gonna add that. Again, I'm gonna follow Ronnie. So I start appearing. His tracks start appearing in my release radar because obviously everyone gets every profile account has what's known as a release radar, and that's basically updated every week with new music, and that's found in your home section. Maybe because mine's a brand new account, it won't have updated it yet. But every week you'll get a release radar, and that'll be your latest music. Go back to my playlist. There you go. That's the first track in there. Let's add some other stuff that I like, and start to build a bit of a playlist. Let's add that Spectre track. Let's see if it's not there yet. No, it's not out yet. So yeah, it's gonna be a bit of trial and error finding stuff that you like and what's out. Let's see if this one's out. There we go. Yep, that one's out. Let's stick that in there. And you literally just drag it in. So then you're starting to get the playlist. What you might want to do is you might want to have different playlists for different subjects. As I said in my playlist video, maybe you want to have one that's your stuff that you're playing now, maybe Maybe you want to have stuff that's your chill down or other stuff, other musical interests as a separate playlist. Maybe if you're playing, you're playing tech house and one time, and you're playing, minimal another time. Maybe you might have 2 different playlists for those. Or like if you're into sport, for instance, maybe you have a running tracks playlist of just stuff that'll get other people in the mood for running, or might listen to on the run, and they'll follow you because you've got this cool running playlist. And you have your stuff you're DJing at, but also your running tracks playlist. And then essentially each week, I'm going to come back and I'm going to update it, and I'm going to find some more music to put in there. And this is the key thing really for me, is you're not creating a new playlist every time. You're just updating the one that's already out and the one that's already around, because then you're always driving followers to follow that playlist. Frank. So I'm going to find some more people in here. That jealousy, I'm into this. So then I'm going to add this, and then what I want to try and do is I want to try and build a playlist of really good music. And what I would also suggest is curating the playlist so that it flows in a nice in a mix. Obviously, I'm from an era where we used to make mixtapes, and you would have this is what I see the playlist as. It's the 2020 version, or the day's version of the classic mixtape, and organising those and making it flow in a way that you're going to listen to it as a whole, as a mix, for instance. That's going to be much better for the user, and much better for the people to follow it, because other people will share it if you heard this playlist because it's really good, and it's good for parties, or it's good for when people are listening to playlists. As I said, like good for running. Other people are going to follow it because they are into what you're choosing for running, and be into you as a runner. But also then find you as a DJ if they're into that, or if they're into house music. The other thing you could do is you could create playlists around your podcasts. So, for instance, I might follow the Nude Techno podcast. So a search, I should be able to find it. There we go, Nude podcast. So I'm going to follow this, and then what I can do is I can, via the iOS app, I can then add these to a podcast playlist. And then I'll have a playlist of all my podcasts, all my mixes. So obviously, if you're doing mixes on different podcasts, you could have just your own mixes and just your own. Every time you hit on different people's podcasts, all in one playlist, and get followers on that playlist. And then you want to start building followers on this playlist. So at the moment I've got 0. What you have to do when you've got no followers also is share. Is get people to follow. Is share the link. So then, because the search doesn't seem to pick you up when you've got no followers, so it's a bit not great for searching people when you've got 0 followers. So you have to kind of send it to a few mates, and then you can follow it, and get some followers that way straight away. Because otherwise you don't come up in the search very well. So as you can see now, if I now refresh this, I've now got some followers, and I'm following people. Follow me. That's now got a follower, and that'll start appearing in search. The more followers you get, the more times you're going to appear in the search. Also, I'll share this playlist to my stories using the app, using my phone app. Again, it's pretty simple to share it to Instagram stories, and I'll tag in all the artists in that playlist, or a load of the artists in that playlist, and in the hope that they'll repost the playlist to their stories, because then that will give that playlist more reach. And that's essentially how you create a playlist in Spotify. Thanks again for joining me today. I hope you enjoyed this video. I hope you got something out of it. Comment below what you got out of it. If you need any help, any further help, comment that below, and I'll dive into the comments and see if I can answer them for you and help you answer those questions. Thanks again for joining me this week. I've been Grahame Farmer. I'll see you again next time. Bye.